lots of controversy.
Hey guys, thank you for coming back on my channel. Before we get started, I just want to mention that my channel is not monetized and I like to keep it that way. If you do, however, find this content valuable, I'd love for you to support me over on Patreon, and you can also support me over on PayPal. Your donations are very important to us and they help keep these studies possible. Thank you for donating and thank you for watching.
To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. It is because there is no light in them. It is because there is no light in them.
Good morning, Obasi Posse. So I just finished a quick workout, getting back in the groove of things. Getting back in the groove of a lot of things. I got a lot of things going on and I have an update video. Anyway, I'm getting back into the groove of things, so I will be posting more consistently, and there's so many things that I want to talk about. But I wanted to record a quick video before I go to a meeting later today, and I want to talk about, I saw a post somewhere about, I think, Google and Apple to ban TikTok. So it got me thinking about why, and there's a lot of interesting things about it, and there's some pretty interesting documentaries about it. And we remember that I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Trump did not want the US to have TikTok. It is a huge data breach. It just records so much personal data that it becomes a threat to the individual and the United States. It records data from kids under 13 years old, and if anyone has a TikTok, there's a lot of things that aren't appropriate on there. TikTok is mind rot, as is most TV and social media. I did get this question from one of the subscribers here in the Obasi Posse. I have my laptop, let me pull it up. And I'll just say the first name so we don't pull you out totally, but Omega is her name. So shout out to Omega, thanks for watching me over here on YouTube. Feel free to email me or send me letters to any questions. I have a P.O. box down below. If you guys want to do it the old-fashioned way, I'm very pro US postal system, old-fashioned letters. I will actually write you a handwritten letter back. If you do want to write me, I think that writing letters is kind of an art that got lost in time. And I love anything that's old school and less technology. So anyway, back to Omega's question. Hi, my name is Omega. We have talked before about modesty. This is a question I'll address. I'm going to do a Q&A video of a bunch. I've been getting a lot of emails and letters from you guys, so I will do a whole Q&A video, so I'll touch on that one in that video. But now I'm wondering your take on television. For me, I personally don't watch too many shows, but it can be hard to find a downtime activity after a long day of work. So TV is kind of my answer depending on the hour of the day. I need to read my Bible during those moments, or I try to read my Bible during those moments, but I, for some reason, just feel so exhausted and need an icebreaker from my brain functioning. I hope this makes sense. I was wondering, how do you feel about it, and would you ever do a video on this topic as well? Blessings, sister. So, there's a lot to talk about there, and we can go into a full-on video on media itself and being a Christian, essentially. But, to answer that question briefly, I'm going to be completely transparent and honest here. You guys know that, and I get a lot of crap for it, is being a Christian doesn't mean acting kind of perfect in society's eyes, even if that means lying to portray a society's picture of perfect, not Christ's picture of perfect, but a societal picture, a socially acceptable picture of a perfect Christian. I don't fit that image. Truly, anyone who is portraying that image doesn't fit that image. I am 100% a sinner. I suck all the time. There's not a moment where I don't suck. Some of the moments are less suckier than others, but I suck. And to put it bluntly, you know, I have always been very sensitive with TV before I was even, before I knew God. So TV, movies specifically, have always been a very sensitive topic with me. I do not like movies, most movies, I mean. I know there's a lot that went, and I reported on this when I was doing a lot of investigative journalism. I know that there was a lot of, what should I say, tabloids and highlights about Disney being very pro pedo. I love Disney movies. I just do. I love Disney. I love Pixar. I love cartoons. I don't look at it in that sense. So if you want to be in the hate comments and say I'm, you know, supporting something like that, I truly am not part of that group. So I like those movies. I will watch Disney Plus all the time. And that's just me. So also, I'm very picky with shows. I tend, if I have to watch TV, and I watch very little TV, but if I do, I like to watch documentaries, so I have really cool stuff to say, and everything relates to the Bible. That's why I love reading about anything. I love watching documentaries on anything. I always see how it relates to the Bible. It's good talking points for you guys. I like to learn. Documentaries are big for me, and I'm very much like Omega, where if I'm exhausted from the day and I'm constantly learning and my brain is constantly functioning, I want my brain to de-stress, so I don't want something that is so intellectually stimulating. I want to kind of just absorb nothing. I like a lot of background sounds too. One of the sitcoms I watch are the older school sitcoms like Frasier. I like Bewitched. I like Mary Tyler Moore. I like old school kind of Me TV shows. I like Wife Swap. I like weird shows, guys. But there's shows that aren't very like, a lot of shows are full of like sexual things. I do not watch shows like that. I do not watch shows that are violent. I do not watch shows. I like shows like just weird shows. I like Ice Road Truckers. I don't know why. Just weird shows. I'm a weirdo. I like eclectic weird shows. Anyway, I think that depending on your maturity as a Christian, you will watch basically anything that doesn't have to do totally with violence and sex. I don't enjoy it. I mean, even if I'm alone and no one's watching me, I don't want to watch things like that. I think it's stupid, and I always have. And I've gotten in arguments with people over movies and stuff because I refuse to watch them, and I would be very sensitive to them. And the problem is a lot of people are very desensitized to these things. So I've always been outcast and made to feel like a weirdo when I literally will get up in the movie, or sometimes the movie will make me cry, not because it's a sad movie, but because it's sensitive. Like, what the heck is that? You know, why is this normalized? Why are we watching this? Why are there random sex scenes added into literally everything? I don't know. I'm not going to be a part of it, and I'm not going to sit down with someone and watch it. That's weird as hell to me. So anyway, that's how I feel about that. I think deep down you know what can be an appropriate show or what cannot be. Truly, there's a lot that are. I mean, there's a lot of shows that are appropriate. It's just a matter of how much mind rot do you want to absorb. Now, for me, I'm very busy throughout the day. If I watch TV, it's at the very end of the night, and it's about 15 minutes before I pass out to bed, and I usually keep it on for background noise. If I watch a movie, it is typically an older school movie. They're more wholesome, and I watch Disney. I do. You know, sue me. That's just me. You can do whatever you want, what you feel comfortable with and what you grow. Now, that may change over time. Something else that I don't like that is preached on is that if you are just becoming a Christian and just realizing things, what you like now might repulse you in a year from now, depending on your growth as a Christian. So you can't judge your brother or sister in a way that they watch something or they listen to a certain type of music. My music genre has changed 110%. I do not and will not listen to the music that I did 2 years ago. I just won't. I refuse. I don't even have a taste for it. If completely, you know, it just happens over time. So as you grow more with God, these things will naturally fall away from you, and you will grow more to Christ's idea of perfect, be conforming more to Christ likeness. And again, that is not in the terms of society's eyes. There are things that are happening with my appearance, you know, my style. Now, I just worked out, but that have changed. And I think that goes into my email with her about modesty. I'm gonna talk about that. I am constantly attacked for how I look. I will be wearing a hoodie that shows my neck and I am attacked for how I look. And I posted a video the other day where I woke up in a giant flannel shirt and no makeup, didn't shower, and I did it for myself as a test on here on YouTube because I put no effort into what I was doing, and I wanted to see if I'd still get attacked, because in my eyes I'm just being me, and in other people's eyes they're calling me like a seducer, a harlot, whatever, Jezebel, all these weird things, you know. And it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And I was oh, you must like fornicating and all these weird things, guys. And I was in a giant, I think it was my brother's old flannel shirt. My hair was up. I woke up. I literally just woke up and wanted to talk about God. Okay? And I still get attacked. You'll get attacked. No matter what you do, you'll get attacked. Make sure you are right with God on your walk. If you are not perfect, if there are still things you need to get rid of and stuff, that's gonna happen over time. You can't attack someone for something that it'll shed naturally. These things shed naturally over time. It just happens, and it happens at different rates for everyone else. As long as you're pursuing righteousness and working at it, you know what I mean? Anyway. So back to this TikTok thing about the media. You guys know that I put out a video, and I held up a book called Propaganda, and I study a lot about neuro-linguistic programming and media, and I want to go through a few verses really quick over here. There are so many verses on what a fool is and what a wise person is in the Bible, specifically in Proverbs. Proverbs talks about this tremendously. In Proverbs 15:14, if we just flip over there, and it reminds me of social media, of TikTok, of these videos, just mind rot, complete mind rot. And it is an attack. It is an attack on the American people, on the people of the world in general, to become more desensitized, to become dumb, to become simple-minded, to become impatient, to believe feelings as facts. It is an absolute attack. It is a dopamine rush that gets people addicted to these instant stimulant videos that are absolutely cringe and worthless altogether. Proverbs 15:14, the heart of him that has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouth of the fool feeds on foolishness. And people who have these apps, who constantly are at them religiously, people who watch these TV shows, and we all know which ones we're talking about, and these movies that just have a lot of crap in them. This is what we're talking about. This is an example of what this verse is talking about. The world is becoming absolutely backwards. Truth is becoming subjective rather than objective. Now, subjective is when you feel something and you think that feeling ought to be true. Just because you feel it, because you resonate with it, because your heart tells you so. Now, my question to you is, if you are in a different type of, I want to say cult, and I'm sorry if that word is offensive, but I should say religious sect. If you are in a religious sect that offshoots from the Bible, from scripture, if you are in a thought process that offsets from scientific fact, okay, your emotions are lying to you. And the biggest barrier to the truth is the assumption that you have it. I say this all the time, and this is one of the biggest reasons I left investigative journalism, because I was objective. I was objective with the facts. Truth is objective. It is never subjective. Now, objective means it is what it is, and you can't change it based on how you feel about it. Subjective is your opinion dominates your thoughts. The Bible tells us we can't think this way. Something that happens when you're a Christian is you learn to think biblically. The Bible talks about the renewing of your mind, and you purge what you thought was true. A lot of times in society, we are constantly flooded. Here's some more programming about following your heart. Well, your heart is wrong. Your heart is wrong 9 times out of 10. Okay, the Bible tells us this also. Go to Proverbs 28:26, and it says here, he that trusts in his own heart is a fool, but Whoso walketh wisely, and we know the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, who walks in the commandments of the Lord shall be delivered. You can't trust these things. And fools feed on lies, fools feed on gossip, fools feed on their heart. They follow their own way. We talked about this. They eat of the fruit of their own tree. And, you know, apps and TV and program and what's hot and what's not is absolutely destroying the American people. And it's upsetting. They are teaching, I mean, on these TikTok apps, there's men acting like women. And I'm not talking about where they take place on a sexual standpoint. I mean that these are heterosexual males acting like women. They are feminizing the male sex completely. I can't, and it's becoming so normalized. And I'm still in that area where I'm looking at it like that is not, I'm pro roles. I do believe in the roles of a male and a female. They are in the Bible. Roles are important. We each have a role to play, and they're equally important. To feminize and to popularize the idea of feminizing a man is wrong. And it's unattractive. It's unattractive. Again, if I get attacked in the comments for that as well, so be it. But there are so many women who take offense to the fact that, you know, women should cook and they should know how to take care of the house. And I believe that 100%. I have an album on my Facebook that is all the photos of things that I cook. And the album's titled, Because Women Should Cook. I believe women should cook. I do believe that. If a man can cook, that's awesome. You know, sometimes Justin cooks over here. That's awesome. I'm better at it, and he'll never be better than me because the kitchen is mine. But I'm just saying, you know, everyone has their own skill set, but you don't have to be a great cook, but you should be able to know nutrition, be able to provide that nutrition as a caretaker, as a nurturer to your family. This is important for yourself. It's important. There are things that are important that are just getting thrown to the side. Okay, and that structure is important, and we're leaving that structure. Now back to the original topic, because everything that I'm saying I already know is going to be lots of controversy. What I'm just really trying to say here is that that letter about Google and Apple trying to ban TikTok, it's taking all this information. Well, it's an absolute threat to society. So is the TV, the movies, the music that is playing, and it's dumbing you down. The stuff, you know, movies, they're not about love anymore, they're about sex. Songs, they're not about romantic songs about, you know, getting with a beautiful girl or this wonderful guy. They're about sex, killing people. They're just weird sounds repeated, no musical structure. Everything is cheap, everything is cringy, and it is becoming so common now that it's normalized. So we have to remember that just because you're used to something doesn't mean that it's right or true. That's like growing up in an abusive home, and then you grow up to be an adult, and then as an adult, you realize that that's not the truth. But it was the truth for you because you were raised in it, so that was your truth, but that's not the truth. God is the way, the truth, and the light. Just because something seems like it's your truth doesn't mean it is the truth. You can grow up in things and think things are normal, and things like what the media is showing, what people should be like and how they're behaving and all these other things. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's truth. What's uncommon is people reading the Bible. What's common is the woke gang, is stuff you see about manifestation. That's 10 times more common than the Bible. That's not true though, but it's more common. It's more common to promote things that aren't and should not be promoted. You know, the world's getting backwards. If people don't stand up for these things and get mad at the hate comments that they get, like I'm gonna be receiving, we're never gonna be anywhere. You know, there's gotta be some barrier, some people fighting back and pushing it to be a right way, because that's not the right way. So this was just a quick video. I recommend you guys to study some proverbs on what it is to be a fool and what it is to be wise, because it's night and day. And to be wise means to absolutely put your own thoughts aside, your own feelings aside, whatever you resonate with. Well, it feels right. Well, it might be wrong, and 9 times out of 10 it is. Be careful with what you absorb your mind with, because it does affect you. The Bible tells us that if you are in the company of fools, you can acquire those traits, you know. So this was just a very quick video. I do have to make it to this meeting, but I wanted to get a video out there. It's been a little crazy, so more content is coming. And thank you guys so much for sticking with me, and I will see you guys in my next upcoming video. Thank you so much for watching.